Hello from the Hoboken Historical Museum. We are streaming out live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Welcome to Hoboken Talks, where on Thursday nights we talk about Hoboken. If you wanted to hear about Moonachie, that's a different show. And we interview business owners, artists, musicians, writers, activists. Our guest this week is, I don't know, he's all those things. He's none of those things. He's you know him from the Little Grocery at 1212 Washington Street. If you haven't yet had Hoboken's best egg sandwich, what have you been waiting for? But wait till you hear this man's story. The guest is Neamet Elsayed.
Hello.
Hello there, my friend. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us on Hoboken Talks. And we thank Rand Hoppy also, who's working all the technical magic.
Thank you.
This week and every week.
Thank you for having me.
If you're watching live, for those people watching live, you can chat with us. You can ask questions of Neamet. You can make a comment. What's your favorite item on the menu at the Little Grocery? Any of those sites that I mentioned, you can add a comment, and Rand will share them with us. We'll do our very best to respond. If you're watching this later on YouTube, that's okay. But if you ask a question, don't expect that we're going to be there to answer it, because we have lives, okay? We can't sit there answering every question for the rest of our lives. YouTube, they can watch this interview. They can watch every previous one. This is 17 other weeks, and they're going to keep doing them. And so check that out, the Hoboken Historical Museum channel on YouTube. All right. And now, let me again welcome you to Hoboken Talks.
Thank you, Jack.
And you've been in Hoboken quite a while.
Since 1990.
1990. So what, 31 years?
31 years, yes.
But your story doesn't begin in Hoboken. Although you look to be like a 31-year-old man. I wouldn't question that if you said you were 31. Oh, look at this. What's his comment here? You want to read it?
Hi. Hello.
Hi. Daughter Hannah.
Hannah, my daughter, yes.
Who's quite a baker as well.
She is a lovely, oh gosh, it's, I don't know what to tell you. I will never get the right word for my daughter, honestly. And I'm not saying, and there is no difference between her and my two boys, but Hannah has my heart in her hand. She can twist it, squeeze it, throw it away. She is an beyond angel, I don't know, but there is no, whatever I seen from teenager, and whatever I seen in my life experience, something I never seen in my daughter. It's just, I don't know.
All right. Well, we'll revisit that later. How about the words turkey club sandwich? What does that make? Do you hold that in your heart?
Oh, gosh. Turkey club sandwich. Mostly people.
Thank you, Karen Listener, who you can read all.
That was one. It is one of the biggest seller in the Little Grocery, if you will.
Top seller?
Top seller. But to be honest, it wasn't my idea. It was my wife's idea, I believe, or Courtney's idea. and maybe that's why I have not tasted yet. We've been selling it for 4 years now.
You haven't had a bite.
I haven't had a bite. Maybe because it's not my
Well,
idea.
Karen Listener, who was the longtime editor of the Hoboken Reporter, and you can now, she's covering this city and surrounding cities on Patch, Hoboken Patch, and other cities Patch, maybe Moonachie Patch. I don't know. But if she says it's a great sandwich,
it's a good sandwich. No,
it's a great sandwich.
I never get in it.
But before the sandwiches,
yes.
Before having children,
who am I?
You were born in Egypt. Born and raised in Egypt.
That's correct.
Now, did you dream of being a chef from a young age? No. You had another passion.
I used to be a soccer player, football player.
Football, they call it in certain parts of the world.
And I came to the state to play soccer. I didn't come in to, looking for a job.
But just as a boy, you were a happy kid.
I play.
Playing,
absolutely. Yes.
Playing soccer.
I play professional in Egypt. I play professional in Jordan. I play for a team in Egypt called Al-Ahli.
That's like a training league.
It's one of the biggest clubs actually in Africa right now.
Okay.
Yes. And I moved from Egypt to play in Jordan. And I came from Jordan to here.
Okay.
And I play in Jordan in a club called El Patra. It's all desert area, but
hot.
Beyond hot, but cold also.
At night.
Very cold. And I came to play soccer or football.
Here in the United
States. And whatever it used to be, or it was in my dream, or it was in my head that I'm coming to the state, and of course, how to say it? It's, everybody trying to go to United States. It's the American dream. And when I come here, whatever it was in my mind, or whatever it was in my head, or whatever I thought, because I'm coming to play in a club, one of the biggest club, one was some of the best player, the planet. Pele, Kempes, there's a lots of players, but when I come in, I think the club went out of business within 3 weeks. And that's it.
The North American Soccer League.
Yes, it used to be here, and it used the club. The training, it used to be in New York, and play games here in
Giant Stadium.
In Giant Stadium, it used to be the Continental Arena, something in that nature.
Yeah. The Meadowlands Complex.
Something like that. And then
your lifelong passion.
Yeah.
You find yourself in the United States. What do you do? Do you go back to soccer, or
I didn't go back to soccer. In fact, I feel like I'm someone who's heartbroken.
Now, did you speak? You spoke Egyptian.
I never spoke English. I don't even know the difference between yes or no.
But
No.
Did you just speak Egyptian or
Arabic?
Arabic
and some French.
A little bit of French.
Yes.
Okay. You come over here. I think at some point you meet the woman. Is that around the time?
I met Becky, my wife, which if the human being have two lives.
Yeah.
And I will say that I would love to have my life the same. I will not exchange anything of it.
Not a change.
I would love to, if my life come back, I would love to have the same
Exactly
father,
the same.
the same mother, the same wife, the same kids, the same cars, the same. I will not exchange
Same
anything
sideburns?
everything. I will not exchange anything.
Okay. All right.
So, Biggie, if I am something in life, or if I am, how to say it, like, if I am someone, that someone, my wife is behind it. That's all I have to say.
You look behind the man, there is the woman.
We were before we get married, and I just met her, and of course, and I wasn't working.
This is the end of the 80s?
That's the end of the 80s. Yes.
You're in you're in New York City? You're living in New York?
In New York.
Okay.
And I met her in a place in 8th Avenue. We met together, switched phone number, and one night we watching TV, and we saw the commercial for the cooking school.
The French Culinary
School
Institute, one of the finest in the world.
Look,
No?
It is. And maybe it's
downtown Manhattan.
It's in downtown. It's where is Worcester.
There's a restaurant on the ground floor.
That's correct.
Upstairs, classes.
There is 3 floors upstairs.
Well, watching that commercial, what clicked? What clicked for you?
I wasn't paying attention. She paid attention, and she said, "What do you think?" And I said, "Well."
Now, did you like making, food before?
Well, what should I do? Should I go drive a cab? When you look at it, what should I do? I'm coming to play the game that I love, and it didn't go through. And here I met this
an angel.
Oh gosh, truly more than an angel. Anyway, and she said, we can get you apply for a student loan.
Okay.
Now, student loan, I don't even know what that means, student loan. I said, there is no way they will give it to an Arab guy. And it's been approved, the student loan.
Okay.
It was because it is not something that it was expensive in that time. It's really, really expensive. And we apply and been accepted.
You get in, and it's rigorous training. They teach you every aspect.
Everything about.
Not just in the kitchen.
No. I took 2 classes.
Yeah.
I took the culinary class, the art classes,
okay.
And I took the bakery and business. So I took the whole thing from the front of the restaurant to the back of the restaurant.
And you worked in that the ground floor.
Everyone has to. Everyone must do it. And sometimes if you can't, you have to go find your own intern. So it's like 6 months school, 3 months, 6 months intern, 6 months school, 6 months intern. Intern at our time, it's free.
Yeah.
Now I don't think.
And you were describing to me, and you do, you sometimes you'd be the maitre d', sometimes you'd be a waiter.
Absolutely.
Sometimes you'd be washing the dishes.
Sometimes you'd be in the bathroom, cleaning the bathroom.
Okay, absolutely. Somebody's got to do it, right?
Sometimes you get what do you call it? You vacuum the floor.
Okay, but you now, how long is that program? A couple of years?
It's about 2.5 years, something.
And did it spark a new passion in you?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I I loved it.
Equal to soccer? Not quite as good as soccer. Soccer was your.
Well, they both
Life.
art. They both art. But when you take a piece of like a piece of meat,
All right.
and you turn it from one thing to other thing, that's an art.
Sure.
If you,
I don't know from personal experience, but yes,
but if
I've
you,
seen it done.
If you look, I work in my first kitchen, my first 4 kitchen. They were the best kitchen. I don't want to say in the planet, but I will say the best 4 kitchen in the United States.
Which one was this?
I start when I graduate. I work at
March. Great New York restaurant.
Absolutely. I work at Arcadia with Anne Rosenberg, and she
big place.
Absolutely
big
huge.
Place.
And she was up. Anne and I, we went to the White House because they were when Clinton become Clinton.
Yeah.
Become a president. I think the White House was looking for a new chef to the White House. And me and Anne, we went and to produce a meal, and it was Hillary Clinton and some of her friends. And but we didn't win.
All right, gave it a shot.
And they hire a French chef. So they were looking for all America, but they get the French. But it's okay.
He loved the McDonald's.
I guess so.
And then later Trump loved the McDonald's.
But also the type of food.
Left, right, they all loved it.
Yeah.
So you're in, and if anyone out there in YouTube land has memories of being in those in the 90s, those are the top. And the third restaurant you were in was
the third
Italian
restaurant. It was San Domenico, which in 59th Street between 7 and Broadway, I believe. And this place was very interesting. Every person working in that restaurant is Italian.
Okay.
Italian, from the maitre d' to the people in the kitchen, to the dishwasher, to everyone. And
you had to pretend you were Italian.
And no, I did not. No.
No.
From
okay.
my name,
that's a spicy meatball.
I don't know how to do that.
Okay. What are you talking?
And Anthony, what's his name? Theo Schneider, the chef at that time. I was working in. I have in my resume 3 things: the school, the cooking school, and I have Marsh, and I have Arcadia. Marsh and Arcadia, for anyone who just graduate and he has 3 years experience in these 2 restaurants, is good enough to go and have their own. Period. And
let's pause for a second.
Okay.
Put a pin in it, as they say, and we have a comment from Teresa Ann, who says, "When I moved to Hoboken 4 years ago, I had my very first Hoboken lunch at Little Grocery, and knew I had found my new home. Always fresh and delicious."
Thank you.
The first time somebody walks into a restaurant,
Thank you.
You got to impress them the first time, every time, right?
Thank you. I have to.
We'll get to the Little Grocery just in a little bit in the story. So now we remove the pin and we continue
just the
discussion
on the floor. Okay.
All right. Can we look at a couple? Because I think this was from about the same period. I wanted to look at a few photographs. This is around what year? This is
my mom. God bless her soul. I had a car accident, and I wasn't, and she came to take care of me.
This is
This
while
is
you're
a
working in the
lady.
restaurants, the New York restaurants.
That what when I apply in the school
Yeah.
and I start in the school, the first month I believe I had a car accident. Someone hit me from the back, so I stopped the school. I couldn't. And,
Yeah.
and
You had to take a little leave of absence from the school.
because I was in FDR hospital, and then I had a back surgery, and so my mom came. It's a lady who did not speak any other language. She cannot even write her name.
Came from Egypt because her boy.
Just to, and when I opened, and that's my wife even was amazed. When I opened that bag, she carried 2 huge bags.
Yeah.
And she put everything she need to cook.
Yeah.
For 2 months. All the beans, the rice, the salt, the pepper, because she said, if I don't know, get that for you. It's right here.
Did you see the movie Minari?
No.
I recommend it. It's very good.
I said, I will. And she came.
This is what a mother does. This is what a mother does.
Yes.
And this is your apartment in.
That was in the city, yes.
Okay, and let's look at the next photo.
God bless his soul.
This is your.
That's my dad, and it's a man. I don't know what to tell you. How will you get this picture?
Your wife provided this photo.
It's my father.
Yeah.
That's a person. That's a man. I will tell you. He never yell at me. He never scream at me.
Calm guy.
Maybe he yell at everybody else in my family. He never ever.
Have a little water. Would you say you maybe you take after him? Would you say?
I hope I took 1% of him.
Okay. This next photo, I think, is a very happy.
That was.
What's happening?
Our wedding day.
Yes.
Me and my aunt and Peggy.
And this is while you're still in culinary school? This is after?
That was after I started to feel better after the car accident.
Yeah.
And we decided to get married.
Yeah.
And we applied back again to the school, but the school said the term will not start for another 6 months. So we get married.
Nice. And you, at this point, you moved to
Hoboken.
Nice.
And
31 years ago.
And one of Peggy's best friend invite us and her. She made the wedding in her apartment. It's on First and Bloomfield.
First and Bloomfield.
Right above this vegetable guy, what do you call him? Sobis. The
Subsidies? Or it's
like
now it's right called Ma.
Whatever. It was right there.
Not Ma Rainey. What? It's. But if we have someone watching who knows the current name of Sobsies, please comment. It was Sobsies.
It was Sobsies. Yes, it was right above.
Can you still get the little glass bottles of milk there? Because all right, let's we'll go back to full screen for us, and when the first child is born when again when you're
Sammy
during the New York restaurant years.
Sammy was really very interesting. When Sammy born, I was working at Arcadia
Yeah.
at that time. And I leave to work 11 o'clock. I come home at 2 o'clock in the morning. And when Sammy arrived and said, Neamet, work lunch because you need to be with your family. And I become her sous chef at lunch. And her executive sous chef had dinner. And then one time, the babysitter, I go home and I like little dots in my son's neck. We cannot figure out whatever it is.
Okay.
And we
Got the Dr. Spock book out.
well,
Can't.
you know, we have this a French nanny, and you know, I'm working, big working. You know, things were good at that time, but every time the nanny walk in, Sammy cry and hold in my leg. He would not let me leave. So I did what I did. I left to work, but I went from downstairs and I went up again to the house from the second door. I went up and I went all the way upstairs. I want to see why my son doesn't like the nanny.
Right. And this is before the age of the nanny cam.
Very much. And then Sammy is.
And you didn't hire that British one.
No.
Right.
Actually, it was a skinny girl anyway. There is no need. I don't know. Anyway, so Sammy started crying, and she was in the bathroom, sitting in the bathroom, and she came out of the bathroom. She's in the phone, talking in the phone. Sammy is crying, and she yelled at Sammy to shut up. Okay, so I went downstairs. I said, hi. I opened the door. I said, do you have the key for the house? She said, yes. I said, I don't have my keys.
And because Peggy's working full time also.
Yes, and I'm working full time.
Yeah.
And I said, can I have the key? Give me the key. I took the key from her. I opened the door. I told her, thank you very much. But I don't need your service anymore.
Yeah, like this household is not about yelling.
No. I've been upstairs. My son has been crying nonstop for 45 minutes. Sammy was a crier. I can't deny that. But you pinch my child and you yell at him. You're lucky I did not carry you to the river. I really mean it. And she called my wife, and here I am. So, and I called Anne. Peggy took about a week off. She stayed. And I talked to Anne, and I left Arcadia to stay to take care of Sammy.
Yeah.
And I was his babysitter for some time. And God bless my mother-in-law. She came take over. And that's when I went to work at San Domenico.
You're there for 6 months, I believe?
About 6 months. No, for nine.
Not a little. Okay.
Something between 6 and 8. So the shift over there is 9 months. What they do is there is a San Domenico in Rome.
Yeah, and they have. You said everyone Italian. Everybody.
Everybody is Italian.
There's not like one guy from Albania.
No.
All Italian.
No, not all Italian. Even the people washing the dishes, working and cleaning.
Oh, sole mio.
All Italian. And then they have a place for them to live. So they hire them in Rome. They work over there in the same menu that we have in New York City.
Okay, they swap them.
And after they learn the menu, they come to New York City. After 9 months, they leave and somebody else, because I believe the visa, it used to be 9 months.
Whatever it was, they did like a day less, and boom.
And I was.
So a guy like you could really rise up the ranks because you're a constant.
Look, it's in a time where we work or where I graduate, or it's me or my other lots of big names now. It's the I don't think I ever say how much you gonna pay me, as much how much I'm gonna learn.
Right.
Mostly the chefs at that time, they need to make a name for themselves. They need to become someone. Now
We were getting into the era of these celebrity chefs.
There is how to call it. So anyway, I stay at San Domenico, but there is also time where you need to stop working in a place, because if you're not gonna learn anything else, and no matter how long you work there, you won't be someone. You won't be like a sous chef. What I'm gonna take Theo's place is not gonna happen.
Right.
So I become the chef for the first time. Two restaurant called
222 executive chef.
And that was
the address, 222
79 Street. And that was between 2nd and 3rd.
Not too far from your old place.
Very much, but I worked there for...
and you're drawing up the menu?
Everything.
Everything.
Everything. Oh, no, everything.
Top dog.
No.
The years of training have paid off.
It was fun. It was fun. But this is what the first time for me to have an argument with the owner, and I left. And I said, "This is it. I will not work."
Well, what kind of argument are we talking about? I mean, I don't want
it was like a New Year's Eve, and the owner coming down.
New Year's Eve in the city,
the owner coming down drunk, and he doesn't know what is going on, and he insists to serve the table before table, and in the kitchen.
You've got a system. It's your kitchen.
The kitchen, from the first thing coming, it's like. It's a timer. This dish you go out first. After 20 minutes, you keep an eye to send. So he tried to anyway, and I said, "Okay, I can't work it this way." He said, "Okay, you're not."
You parted ways.
That's it. And then I was home for about.
Did that experience sour you on
I decided not to work for anybody. I said, "Look, I really can't. Look, I made a dish no one ever made it, truly, and that's why Theo Schneider hired me."
Yeah,
that was. He did not hire me because good looking guy or a guy who can work for free or no. I made him a duck dish, and he loved it, and I was being hired.
All right, so you a little more time off and taking care of the family.
It was a long time.
The family was how big at this point?
At this point, Abby arrived. Because Abby was right after Sammy.
2 kids.
Now they become 2 kids.
All right.
And now it become a little bit tough. Now maybe with Sammy I stayed home for 6-7 months, but with Abby, things, and I can't stay home anymore. It's waking up, and I honestly, I have a wife who did support everything I do.
Well, I want to do just the next photo.
Okay, go ahead. What is it now?
Oh wait, is it the one? Maybe the one after this, or the one before this?
This is
a visit back.
This is the one you were wanna surprise me?
No, I love this photo, but I'm trying to figure out how,
It was me.
what age this is or what.
It was me and Sammy. I took him to Egypt for the first time. We went to Egypt, and I rode the camel. Actually, in Egypt, if you own a camel, you are a millionaire.
Okay.
Not much people, now it become a license and stuff like that. But back then,
And is 2 humps like having a 4-door car, or?
Well, it was a little scary, but when you sit on the camel and the camel start going up, you can fall down. No, you're not. It was safe.
Okay.
So me and Sammy were
very nice. Yes. Met relatives and things.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Yes. He needed to see his grandpa.
All right. We'll go back to full screen now. And so you take another restaurant job, executive chef in.
That's where is what you call the magic happen, or the names start to become. That's when I become the executive chef at a place called Casa La Femme.
Casa La Femme.
And I was there for about, it was a long time. It was about 3 years. And that's over there where I met Madonna. I met Henry Kissinger.
Henry Kissinger. What did he order?
Henry Kissinger had the lamb shank. And actually also with Madonna, I had this for the first time, me and Madonna. She was sitting on the table. I'm having a party for her, and she said, "Thank you." No, the chef go outside to the table.
Great, yes. Is everything to your liking?
And, produce my staff, and, you have to. And she had told the waitress that she want to take a lamb shank with her for her dog.
One to go.
To go with her. And
literally doggy bag.
And I said, I can't give the lamb to the dog. And I did not make it.
And she said, I have never been spoken to this way. And she was wearing that.
No. God, my witness. I put the lamb shank, but I moved the meat.
Gave the bone.
I put the bone for the dog.
A compromise.
Absolutely.
She left happy?
I believe she was very happy because I catered her 45th birthday.
So is she okay?
I catered, and also she came back and she did her first tape, the one with the henna in her hand.
Yes.
That aired for the first time. It was Z100.
Okay.
They came to Casa La Femme and they aired it for the first time from Casa La Femme.
Very nice.
And she was there, and it was her and some of her friends, and we talking. And I have lots of, some stuff signed by her. But
okay, if you talk with her, if it comes up, it's been a while, but I'm still waiting to see if she would. I wrote, but if she would go to the prom with me.
If she would
I haven't gotten recently that's been like a pop, a celebrity goes to I was like the early adopter of that. But anyway, this is not about.
Well,
all right, Madonna, Henry Kissinger. Forget that.
And the Bruno from YouTube.
Bono.
Bono.
What would he eat?
And
I'm thinking like
he can look. What they do is they come
pot pie. I'm thinking
we do a whole set of menu, and we put it for them. It's not like he ordered that. No, we do like a buffet style, and they stand up, they go eat, because Casa La Femme used to be like a tent, a private tent.
Okay.
You sit inside it. No one was. It's so romantic, really beautiful. And so we fill up one of the tent with the food, and who go eat. So, who eat what and who didn't eat. That's
Through all this, the celebrities and the glitz, you're recruited to work to somewhere else.
yes. I left Casa La Femme, and I went to Chicago.
Chicago, Illinois.
And
Now, but wait, you have what, 2 kids,
yes, yes,
wife,
yes,
Hoboken.
yes.
That's quite a commute, Chicago.
And
What was the restaurant?
it's called Souk.
Souk.
And it was really it become really a big deal. And
So it must have been a pretty good offer to get you to.
oh, absolutely. I come home, I work 2 weeks, and I come back. I stay here for 5-6 days, and I go back. And the 2 weeks that after I live, they fly my wife, my kids to me. They stay with me, and I have a beautiful apartment. No, everything was beautiful. They treat me very well.
All right.
And I was there for some time till I called home.
Mayor Daley is probably eating there.
I didn't call home for about
Okay. All right.
2 months. Or
Busy. Very busy.
beyond busy.
Lunch, dinner.
Oh, lunch, dinner, party, you name it. And I called home, and my son answered the phone, Sammy. And he said, who's this? And that was the end of me being in Chicago. I tried to get flight back. I couldn't. I rent a car. I put in my stuff. I said, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Souk, but
I can't. I really can't. No matter what and truly they try to get me back. And I put everything I have. I rent a car.
Yeah.
And 10-hour drive from Chicago to here. I get lost, and my wife really, she report me missing. Yes.
So the GPS is not.
There is no, at that time, the GPS wasn't really what famous. Like there is no GPS. And what I'm doing, I rent a car.
You told her you were coming, though.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
All
No.
right.
She know I'm coming. I tell her I'm done. I'm coming home.
Okay.
There is no way I'm staying. She said, I said, I'm done. I can't take it anymore. And I went.
But you found your way back.
Well, I follow east.
Okay. Yeah.
And I took the wrong east. I found myself in all the way in the bottom of Indiana.
Okay.
And for the first time, I see people who no teeth, and everywhere I go, there is people really.
Oh, because you've been living a fairly, well-to-do.
And I said, okay, even when I said, okay, I'm gonna find a hotel, and I go in a hotel, and it's started getting dark, and I swear to you, Jack, I go to the hotel, and after I pay for the room and everything, and the lady told me, can I do anything else for you? I said, and I look at her, and there is also like the teeth in here is moving. I was scared to death. I went back to the car.
Kept driving.
No, I slept in the car the next day.
Okay.
And then I'm lost. I really know nothing.
Because they have that continental breakfast.
And now, forget about the rest. You can go there anyway.
Okay.
I called AAA and
Get the triptych.
I wish I can meet this lady in the AAA.
She talked you through the.
She talked to me in a way. She said, "You cannot drive from this point to this point, and you cannot find a phone. When you get there, call me."
Oh.
I get there, I call her. She said she put me from another point to one more point till she put me on I-95. She said, "You take that till you see the Welcome to New Jersey. You don't get right or left." I think Chicago has the most highways in any other state. There is more highway, and my problem is they told me go east, follow east. So I'm following east, and all of the sudden I'm in a place.
When you hear a splash, stop.
And honest to God. So anyway,
But she said it sounds like a great person.
I stayed in Holiday Inn or something, and right on the I-95. I-90 or I-90? No, I-90. No, I-90. I stayed in a hotel, and I get in. I drove back now, and you get welcome to New Jersey.
Yeah.
And I've been stopped. The cops stop. I'm driving fast.
Okay.
I said, New Jersey.
Car full of stuff, pots and pans.
You remember I told you Piggy report me missing?
Yeah.
But that's how they find out. And that's
autograph photo of Madonna.
So I go home. And here is my wife coming out with Abby in her hand. It's a day, there is no way I will forget it.
Yeah.
And at this point, I said, okay.
The prodigal father returns.
Hell was money. Hell was. I'm really done. Like, you see, when you start making your name, and you start making money, I have to admit it. It's never enough. If you're making $2,000 a week, you said, why not I can make 4? Why not I can make 5? Why not I can make 8? And that's why I went to Chicago. It wasn't at Kazala Fam, I was absolutely, like what they say, the king of a castle. Anyway, I took a time, I stayed home. I took a time for about maybe 5 months, 6 months.
5 months, but it's the cooking.
And
it's in your blood. You have to.
Then I opened Baladi in Montclair.
Baladi in Montclair. Where was this? On Bloomfield?
It was right. It's 515 Bloomfield Street, and it's right between the upper Montclair and down.
Right. Okay.
Right in the center.
And what is the cuisine of?
I'm always French.
Always French?
Always French.
Always French.
But I take the Middle Eastern and I put the French twist because this is
little twist from your background, and
I have to because it's the only thing I know how to do.
Okay. Well, they taught you well at that.
Or I have to produce and actually in Kazalaf at Baladi we were there for about.
And this was your own place. You're the owner.
I was the owner. Look. If I don't work in any place and I feel like I am the owner, I'm out of the door.
Right.
If they can, if
you're done with bosses.
If they come, tell me what to do. I have to tell them what to do. If they're not gonna accept it from me, I will not accept it from them. Anyway, I had Baladi, and my wife said, "Okay, we get that and we do that," and she's behind Baladi.
Yeah.
And actually, Baladi become one of the top 10 restaurants by New York Times in the metropolitan area.
Pretty good.
I even
Zagat.
By Zagat, by lots of places, and I was we had the 6. We had New York Times. I had a review from New York Times. And when I was at Kazalafam,
Yeah.
Chicago Tribune has lots of
For Souk.
Souk, and I've been in Fox, Chicago. I've been NBC. I've been here in Channel 12 in New Jersey.
Hoboken Museum
and I was
channel.
Baladi was about 3 years,
Okay.
and here it is. That's Baladi.
There he is, wearing
That's Baladi, and
wearing the white jacket of the chef.
And Baladi top 10 in the metropolitan area and number 6 in the most romantic restaurants.
Do we have any Montclarians out there, or people who dined at Baladi? We'd love to hear your memories, even if it's after the fact. If you're not watching it live, love the comments, and we'll pass those along to chef and owner. Look at this handsome man, by the way. Look at him. I wouldn't change a thing.
I don't think handsome as you are, but
thank you very much. I wasn't fishing. I wasn't fishing.
I don't know if you are.
But for some reason, you stopped Baladi. Why? You told me
I stopped Baladi. Was Baladi? I built when business started getting more busy and
that because now it's your own place, so it's not just the menu and running the kitchen. It's the books.
That's everything. No, the books. It's my wife. The money.
Okay,
it's
right.
no. I never.
But I'm saying you're ultimately.
I never deal with the money. I never deal with the financial.
Okay,
I never deal with the planning of the money. No. Listen. I'm not. I'm just a machine, and my wife will collect. It's like
you're like La Machine.
I am just and. Without her, Baladi would never be open. Okay. Without her, I would never been in Chicago.
But it's a lot of pressure on the family unit.
Yes,
for a busy restaurant.
For Baladi, it become the family problem start to become. That's true, and I can't deny that. And it was getting to the point. It is my family or my business.
An ultimatum. Would you say that?
I said I went and I just sold the place, and
this is now. Did you?
I quit. Look.
But who did your wife say?
No.
She behind you, whatever you decide.
No. Gosh, no. I was in a point to lose my wife and my kids if I continue. It is
okay. There really was an ultimatum.
It become like there is. I build a shower downstairs. I build a bedroom because I can't drive 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, and be there to open 11 o'clock. It was the most. And here I'm playing with my money. It is different when you play with somebody else's money than you play with your own.
Right, sure.
And you play with your own, and it's not just your own. You play on your own, and your back mind saying, I have 2 kids. There is a house. There is a mortgage. There is you name it. And
name it is your name, sort of.
Yes,
you name it.
And I give up Baladi and to be with my family.
Okay.
And
that's the end of the story. No, it's not the end of the story.
And I made a promise I will never ever work like in a restaurant anymore. I think, to be honest,
done with the punishing the long days.
Look, there is a lot of people, and I know them. They go behind. They will lie to milk you down to take every penny out of you. I know a lot of people this way, but I'm telling you, sitting in a kitchen table, having a meal with your family, which is something that I done since I work as a chef.
Yes.
The first time I ever said having a meal with my family, it was right after I give baladi. So I'm talking about 8 or 9 years in the business. I never get a chance to sit in a table, have dinner with my family.
Right.
Now I'm having dinner with my family every day. Now, if you come and tell me, Neamet,
Baladi ends 99.
oh, I closed
Ish.
baladi right after, no, two, something in that nature.
Or it opens at 99 or
We open. 98.
Okay. So it's about 3 years.
Yes, we opened for about, I was there for about 3 years, yes.
And you come home, you're with the family, but still, the food, it's calling you, Neamet.
I am.
Neamet, the eggs are calling.
And that, it's the idea of the little grocery coming to open just something. It wasn't. It was something to do my hobby. Something so I can wake up in the morning and just to go to work and
walk
go
there
home and lunch. Actually, when we start, we did not have egg sandwich. We did not have anything.
Open, and this we're looking behind us.
Yes,
was the first one, which was on Lower Jefferson Street.
That's correct.
And we can see. I think this actual photo was during Superstorm Sandy because you can see a little.
Yeah,
it's a little. Yeah. My hand's wet from that.
Yeah.
But no, that opens what 2003?
2004.
2004. Okay. And what's the menu? What's the menu?
Oh, I start with like a high-end thing. It was getting the most expensive cheeses, foie gras, smoked salmon, do some light breakfast, and some kind of fancy dinner, not dinner, like a lunch. And then we couldn't get the customer who can buy this expensive cheese. So the little grocery become making like a regular egg sandwiches and paninis and stuff like that.
You kind of had to learn a different style of all your experience had been at the fine food level.
Well,
here's a comment from our friend Patrick.
Hello, Patrick.
And who loves a salmon omelet.
The salmon omelet, yeah.
That's his favorite.
I think he eat nothing but this. No, also the
apple omelet. Yeah, it's an apple omelet.
Or he can the apple or the Lorraine, something in that nature.
But now the little fighting Irish icon, I don't know if that's acceptable in the modern. I don't know. He's using that as his avatar.
Oh.
I don't know. That's but that my friends in the same building, and we would come very close to that to Jefferson Street, from Adams Street to Jefferson.
Much. Yes.
And I think when you had switched to the egg sandwich, because that's
yes,
that's
and we start making the egg sandwich, but we made it in a way that is nobody else make it. Like we get the egg and.
Well, don't give away the secrets.
No, I'm not.
All right.
We don't add anything to the egg, but we air the eggs out. There is no secret really, because now you can come in and see us. And what made the little grocery famous is that when you walk in, we get everything prepared to you. If it's whatever it is, I don't have anything that it made ahead. We get the eggs, do it for you. It's a very simple kitchen, right? Very simple kitchen. If you want type of a chicken. We get the chicken, we grill it, and I don't have the chicken. It's already grilled somewhere. Or even now, even if you come and have the turkey club, we don't have sliced turkey. We slice the turkey when the customer asks for the sandwich.
But you don't have to slaughter the turkey. It's not that. It's not.
Actually, we done it. We start, but it's just too much.
Too fresh. Too fresh.
Much.
And also, and let me because and what charmed me. I mean, the food was excellent.
Thank you.
And there will always be a soccer game on. You know, a football match.
Correct.
You know.
Yes, you walk in, you will not see anything else except watching out.
But you have a rapport with the regular customers, but also the first time people. I would say a joking, maybe. Dare I say adversarial, but in a teasing way.
Yes.
And I love it. Yeah. And I think a lot of other people,
the difference between
Dizzy Gillespie Gilles 32.
Neamet is the man. It's the egg sandwich.
Best service.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
You know Dizzy? I don't know.
Really.
Dizzy, when you come in next time, identify yourself.
Please.
And you'll get
I will.
It's Brendan Gillespie.
Oh, Brendan. Oh.
So I was right with the Dizzy Gillespie. The 32 threw me off. But because I would ask would you say were you this way at Baladi? Joking with patrons, or was it too intense?
No, at Baladi, I am in the back room.
Yeah,
I have people for the front of the house. I'm in the back of the house, so I don't really react or talk to the customer till the end of the night. Or the end of the shift. We work as a shift, or I run the place from 5. There is 5 to 7, 7 to 9, 9 to 11. But for the end of every shift, sometimes I go out and I talk and I tell them thank you. Something.
But at Little Grocery, you really blossomed as your personality.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Yes, it was hard for me in the beginning, but after that, everything become easy.
Okay, and I would say another thing, is when you're not there and Peggy's there, you've always hired super friendly people, interesting people. Not just friendly, but fun people. Marco, who I remember, rest his soul.
It was.
He was my early favorite.
Really, it was I don't know.
It seemed like a surfer dude,
This is a guy who even doesn't cook at home, or he cook at home, making his lunch to go to work. And when he come and help me, he just get it, like he just saw me. I
Great
do it,
guy.
and I was sick, and he will come to help me. So, and I told him, Marco, why don't you just stay with me?
Yeah.
And the man said yes. And so he will work with me in downtown. Sometimes he will work with Peggy.
Just a sweet, funny guy, warm guy.
He's a man. He did me a favor. There is no way I can forget about him.
Okay. And then you open Uptown.
Yes, 1212 Washington
What
Street.
year was that?
That would be about 6 years now.
Okay, and
For about 6 years now.
and for a while, for 4 years or so, you're doing both.
Well, my wife was, God bless her, she will help me on the weekend at downtown.
Right.
And when we said, okay, we need to expand to open, we saw that 1212 Washington, it was, I think the people there, they're looking for someone to take over the lease, something like that. And they had an argument. And
It had been a coffee place, I
yeah,
think.
something like, but they were, they sell the coffee depend on the market. If the stock's high, the prices is high. If the stocks is low. No, I am.
Okay,
I'm not joking. You think I'm
No,
joking?
I'm not. I didn't.
I went.
No,
over there
I'm
to ICE.
laughing at the concept, not at the.
I went over there to ICE to see how is the person. So I bought the first cup of coffee, and I pay about $60 something, and then
It's an interesting
after
concept, though. That's kind of
I
fun.
pay $30 and said all the coffee prices went down, and I just okay.
That could be fun. That I don't know.
Yeah,
it's an idea for that.
It's everybody.
The family expands more during the little grocery years. Let's go to. There was a photo that we before the camel, which I think was a police song, wasn't it? In front of my camel. What was that? If you know the name of that police song. What's happening here?
That's Sammy, Abby, and this is Olivia, and it was outside my house. We were taking a picture, and
very nice, very nice.
Yes.
And then I guess 2 years ago, you closed the downtown one.
Yeah, it's just it is.
You're getting too busy again. Yeah.
Too much to run to places, and
you see a little bit of a pattern. You get excited.
I am not. Yes, but as I tell you, I am now. I will not run behind the money. If I want, trust me. I have the opportunity to be in the city in running one of the biggest restaurants.
Sure.
It is not me. I won't do it. Somebody else love it too, but I will not. Sitting on the table with my wife, having dinner.
Yeah,
it's worth the money in the planet. My family,
absolutely.
My family is
so uptown, 1212 Washington. It's open from when 7
in the morning, I believe, to 6 in the afternoon. But
you don't work there before.
No, I only work from 7 to 1.
If somebody wants to see Neamet, they gotta get there early.
But also they can see Courtney, which is one of the.
Courtney is
a beautiful artist and a good lady, and
can't say enough. What a talented!
It's a very talented, and
they can go on Instagram, Courtney Frank.
Yes, and I really been. Honestly, I've been
see the art. Probably some for purchase as well. Can I say that?
What's that?
She had art for purchase.
Yes,
it's on the walls.
It's right on the wall. Yes. All the art on the wall. It's made by Courtney.
And and Julia has been, she's been off at school, but you raised her up from a pup.
Oh gosh, Julia. I think she was in high school when she came in, and
so
come in with her mom, and she said, "Can I?" And said, a cute little girl, and very honest. And
so we're close to wrapping up. So let's look at a few more photos. Now, who's this? Who's this cute baby?
How did you get this
I look. Your wife sent all the photos.
Did you get?
She sent all the photos.
Oh my lord! Come on.
Who's that? Who's that?
One of my dear friend.
Okay.
Yes.
And now we're gonna go. Wait, no, what? Back a little bit. Back. Wait. Back one.
This one. This is Hannah. And
this is Hannah, who's the first comment we had.
That's correct. And this is we were at the wedding of my wife's best friend.
Okay.
And we can't leave Hannah behind, so we have to take her with us.
Absolutely. That's a lovely photo.
Because she needs her mom for food, whatever, but we have to take her with us.
Okay, now we see you with the mask on. So this is a recent photo. With the pandemic? Was it a challenge for the?
No, with this picture we used to make. We collect a list of lots of unemployed people in the city of Hoboken.
Yeah.
And we make lunches and we send it to the people who they lost their job. And every day morning we send out about 58 sandwich, the capsule. And the lady who is the congresswoman, she come in and she thanked me for that, and she helped us also. We send the food to people who they lost their job, and we have their addresses. We go, knock on the door, we leave the bag. We don't say one word, and no one know anything about them. And what really, it's the same people who when the people who we help, and the restaurant business, and the business was really, it was very tough. Some of the people we helped, they will order food through DoorDash or Grubhub, and in the end, we see the word thank you, and they do donation to the local person.
Nice. Well,
it said that there is a lots of great people in this town.
I agree. And we have a family. What's happening here? I love this photo. I love this photo.
When Abby graduated from high school, he went to Southern Hall Prep. It's in West Orange.
Okay.
And so is Sammy. They both been in Southern Hall Prep. It's a really great school.
Sure.
And it was the graduation. And you can see Sammy,
beautiful day.
You see Grandma, and you see Hannah. It was a beautiful day, and you see Abby.
And I think this is almost the perfect photo to end on, because from the first image we showed of your mother and the reaction that you had, it seemed that almost a cliche, but it all comes back to family.
Absolutely.
And I love to see that in you, and I know you are a man who's filled with love, and I love you, and
thank you.
There's one photo that Peggy didn't take. It's a photo I took last week, because I'm a regular customer at the Rand. Can we see the next photo? Now, all right. I come in 1212 Washington.
Yeah.
Generally on Sunday is when I come.
Yeah.
And what is happening with I walk past, there's I don't know if this is like Close Encounters and you're building a French toast mountain what's happening?
That's the French toast.
Yeah, I know. I recognize it. You don't have to go to the French Culinary Institute.
What happened is, it's every time I make the thing, you are walking in. If I'm making like 10 o'clock in the morning, you are there early.
Right.
If I'm like running a little bit late and I do it 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, you are walking in at 1 o'clock. I don't know, but it's always happened with
It
you.
just always seems. So you're saying at a different time of the morning there might be something else there.
Well, I make it daily, but I don't know why.
So it's another very popular
It is
item.
actually this one or the what is called the one that I put the ham and the cheese inside it. It's
the croque.
Not the croque madame. Oh, the croque madame. It's an absolutely great sandwich.
And just for all right, back to us for just for the finale here, Rand, if you don't mind. The holiday weekend coming up, open, not open? What's the story for people tuning in?
I believe we close on Monday.
Okay.
But Hannah we go into Washington DC to Peg and I and Hannah we will look at some college.
Sure. Well, family first. Absolutely. Family first.
No doubt. Absolutely.
But the town is small enough. They're probably open when you go there. 1212 Washington, 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Breakfast items, lunch sandwiches, and paninis, yes. Salads, which I've heard omelets, about those. Yes. Omelets, of course. Hoboken's best egg sandwich. And early on, when you started advertising that, there's another spot in town that said best bagel sandwich or best breakfast sandwich or something. It is a place that I occasionally go in to get an item, but there's no comparison. Like the years of training really show off in every bite. I encourage everyone to check out the little grocery if they haven't been there. Neamet, thank you so much for being the guest this week here at Hoboken Talks from the Hoboken regular viewer. Eric Kammer says, great show. You're a great viewer. How about that? Coming up next week, Bob Drasheff will be interviewed by not me, no, not Rand, museum director himself, Bob Foster. Two Bobs, a tale of two Bobs. Bob D is a longtime Hoboken resident, and he's a G-man. Yep. So tune in for that. 2 weeks from now, you know Danny Schott. You love this guy. He was one of the early episodes of Hoboken Talks. He was the guest. I'm gonna say it right now. He's the poet laureate of Hoboken. I'm officially naming that now, and he will be the interviewer for another great local poet, Joel Lewis. That's 2 weeks on Thursday. Definitely tune in for that. And if you can't watch live, it's all on YouTube. We always want to thank every week Donald Shackett because a huge supporter of the museum, and even this gets me every time I think about it. In his will, left a sizable donation to the Hoboken Historical Museum, and it allows us to not only do this program, but all the different presentations, and live presentations are gonna start up in the fairly soon. But there's always a main exhibit downstairs here at the museum, and there's always an art exhibit here upstairs at the museum. For the physical space, we always give thanks to the Applied Development Company. There would be no actual Hoboken Museum. It might be a pop-up at the Arts and Music Festival, but that we have this wonderful space, all thanks to the nice people at Applied. And otherwise, this has been Jack Silbert and Neamet. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Rand Hoppy, thank you again. And come play ping pong in the in the walkway here. Why not? There's Rand. He found a table on the street. Someone was trying to get rid of it. Nope. This is a good find. And we have a couple of paddles and stuff. All right. Take care, everyone. See you next week.